Today we're going to talk about advanced Excel functions. Here we're going to talk about two main advanced Excel functions. First, logical function. The second one is statistical function. So when you open your Excel sheet, you can see Formula tab. When you click the Formula tab, you can see all the function. So now, first we're going to talk about logical function. When I click the logical function, I can see all the listed logical functions here. Okay, so these are the logical functions we're going to talk today. AND function, OR, exclusive OR, and NOT function. Here, first we're going to talk about AND function. Now I'll go back to my Excel. To get the AND function, so AND function returns true value if both conditions are satisfied. As an example, so here in your PowerPoint you can see example formula, and formula A2 is greater than or equal 10 and B2 is less than 5. So this formula returns true if a value in cell A2 is greater than or equal 10 and value in cell B2 is less than 5. So now I'm going to put some values in my cell A and B and check AND function. I'm going to just put 12, 5 or 12, 4, and here 10, 23 and 19, 4 and 2, 4. Now I'm going to write AND function equal AND. So logical one is cell A. So this value, we're going to type condition as A1 greater than or equal 10. And the second logical function is B1 is less than 5. I press enter. So I got the answer as true. Then I can drag the values here, and the second cell I've got the answer as false, because to get the correct true value, my cell A value need to be greater than or equal 10 and my cell B value should be less than 5. In here my cell B value is not less than 5. So if you want to get true answer in AND function, you need to satisfy both conditions. Now I'll go back to my PowerPoint slides. The second function is OR function. When you write OR function, this formula returns true value if one of the condition satisfied. Here we have values in my cell A and cell B, and I'm going to write OR function in here equal OR. So logic 1 is cell A need to be greater than or equal 10, and logic 2 is cell B less than 5. And I'm going to drag the values. So you can see I've got true answer for all the values because you don't need to satisfy both condition in here. You just only need to satisfy one condition. Here both conditions are satisfied, so I've got true. In here this the first condition is satisfied, so I've got true. In here second condition is satisfied, I got true. And here second condition is satisfied, so I've got true. Okay, the third function is exclusive OR. In this formula returns true if either A2 is greater than or equal 10 or B2 is less than 5. If neither of the condition is met or both conditions are met, the formula returns false. We'll go back to our Excel and write the formula XOR, and this is the first logical function, greater than or equal 10, and the second logical function is less than 5. So now I've got false here because in first argument both conditions are satisfied. If both conditions are satisfied, exclusive OR function returns false. To get the true value, only one condition should be satisfied. Here I got true because it satisfied only A condition. And next one, I've got false because neither of the conditions satisfied. And here I've got true because neither of the conditions, because the only second condition is satisfied. So now I go to my PowerPoint again, and the last function is, logical function is not. So this formula returns false if a value in cell A1 is greater than or equal to 10, true otherwise. Okay. So now I'll go to my Excel and write the equation equal not A2 is greater than or equal 10. So if A2, if A1 is not greater than or equal 10, I've got true value. Here false, and here I've got true value. So these are the most common logical functions. Now we're going to move the most common logical function. We call it if function. So if function allows you to evaluate a situation when you have two possible outcomes. As an example, if sales are greater than 1,000, then you can have one outcome, otherwise you can have a different outcome. As an example, so I have sales figures here and then commission. The sales figures 100, 200, 10,000, 6,000. So my if function is, if this value, sales value, is greater than 1,000, then I'm going to have commission 20%. So this is the true condition. Otherwise, I'm going to have 0% commission. and then I'm going to drag the values. So here we have only two conditions. If my sales greater than 1000, I'm going to have 20% commission. Otherwise, I'm going to have 0% commission. So now here in this example, only two situation I've got 20% commission. Otherwise, I've got only 0% commission. Now, what will happen if we have more than two conditions? If we have only two conditions, I can easily use if function. But in this example, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, four possible outcomes. So if someone sells less than $400 in a month, they get 7% commission. If sales between 400 to 750, 10% commission. 750 to 1000, 12.5% commission. If sales over 1000, they get 16% commission. Now, I'm going to write multiple if function, or we call it nested if function, to calculate commission for each case. So now I'm going to copy these figures in my Excel sheet and going to calculate the values. So I just paste the figures, then I have the values, and I'm going to type the salesperson name and sales and commission. So Bob, sales, Shelley 235, Rajiv 750, Lee 450. Now I'm going to calculate commission for each person. But I have conditions here, so I'm going to copy these conditions as well. Keep paste it here. Now I'm going to calculate the commission. So I'm going to write if function to get the value. So equal if sales value less than 400, this is the logical test, I'm going to have 7% commission. It is very clear. It is 7%. So this is the true value, 7%. Then the false value, you can put the value. But here I have 1, 2, 3, 3 more conditions as well. If I put 10% here, so what will happen? The other two conditions. Therefore, I need to write one more if condition to get these conditions. First, I write the function like this, equal if the sales value is less than 400, I'm going to have 7% commission. And if, again, my sales values less than second condition, in between 400 to 750. So less than 750, I'm going to have 10% commission. And again, I'm going to write another if function if my sales value less than 1000, because it in between 750 and 1000. I'm going to have 12.5% commission. And the last thing, I don't need to write another if function because otherwise I'm going to have 16% commission. So you can see the function here. Then I close the bracket. 1, 2, and 3 brackets. So this is the commission figure and I grab it. So you can see, and first Bob will get 16% commission because his sale is over $1,000. Shelly will get only 7% because her sales is less than 400. Rajiv will receive 12.5 because his sales between 750 and 1000, and Dee will receive 10% commission because her sale is in between 400 and 750. So we call this one is nested if because within one if you can write more if conditions. Right. So now in my last slide, we're going to explain statistical functions. When I go to my Excel sheet, you can see formula, we done logical function, and then I can find statistical function. Average, minimum, maximum, sum, kurtosis, skewness, we can find using statistical function. So here you need to use basic statistical functions when you analyze a big data set. You need to find out what is the minimum value in a given data set, what is the maximum value, average, standard deviation, median, skewness, and kurtosis. And again, when you analyze your data, you need to find out what is the correlation and covariance between your variables. And finally, you can run a regression function to find out intercept, slope, and trend. So I'll go to my Excel sheet, and sheet 2, just assume I have this data. I just type the values, and then I'm going to use statistical functions here to find out minimum, maximum. I'm going to find out minimum, maximum, average, standard deviation. So here it is easy. I can type equal minimum of given numbers, this numbers, and maximum equal max given numbers, and average of given numbers, and standard deviation. So we have different option here. So I'm going to use standard deviation of the sample, or you can use STD EV. This is the standard deviation of given numbers, right? Or I used here formula statistical function. Or if you go to data analysis, you can go to descriptive statistics and you can get the details. Here I'm going to input data range, and here then output range, just put it in here and try to get the summary statistics. Right. You can see this is the mean value. Oops. Standard errors, median, standard deviation, variance, kurtosis, skewness, range, minimum, maximum, all these details. Right. So you have two options in Excel. Either you can go to formula and statistical function, and you can select this statistical function and get the value. Or the easiest way is you can go to data analysis, and you can go to descriptive statistic. When you click the descriptive statistic, you can feed input range and you can get output in a new worksheet or the same worksheet. So I select the starting cell as A13. So I'm going to have my results from cell A13, and I just take summary statistic and press OK. I've got these summary statistics. And again, you can use statistical function to get the correlation and covariance, or you can use the data analysis. We're going to do data analysis function in Excel later. And regression function, again, similar to your other statistical functions. You can go to your Excel and formula, more functions, statistical. So you can go to correlation. So I'll go here and equal correlation. So you can feed the array 1, this data set. So we're going to find out what is the correlation between firm growth and top manager experience. So this is the correlation. It is positive correlation. And again, if we go to data analysis, so data analysis, you can find out the correlation. You can feed the input range. And so label in first row, I select with label, and output range. I can put the output here, press OK. So this is the correlation between growth and top manager experience. So I've got the same answer in here. And the last one, you can go to regression function. You can type the intercept and get the intercept. If you type slope, you can find the slope and trend, or you can go to data analysis. So I just going to type intercept. So this, if I assume this is the y variable and this is my x variable, so I can find out what is the intercept. Slope, trend also same. Or I can go to data analysis, and I can go to regression here. I can feed my input range. So this is y input range and x range. Labels, output. So I just put output values in here. So I can get my output. So this is my output, same value. See, you can see the intercept, same intercept value I've got. So we're going to do data analysis more in future, next week lectures. So you don't need to worry about how you can get the data analysis step. In this lesson, you mainly need to focus formula and statistical function from here. Okay.